Hello, everyone. David Graham with head football coach Justin Price. I thought you was over on this side. But head coach Justin Price coming to you from Papa John's Pizza, the best pizza anywhere. Coach, I guess 29's a charm, isn't it? 29 years.
Yeah, it's just a great night for our program against Oak Ridge, coming in with a lot of things up against us for things not to go our way. You know, Oak Ridge coming with a lot of tradition.
Right.
Coach Gaddis being back in town, so they're all excited about it. But our kids continue to have that chip on their shoulder and to prove people that, we're not just winning.
You're for real.
We're for real. So that's something I'm very proud of them, just proud of everybody.
Now, before we get into the game, Coach, the game is over. Fireworks are going off. The crowd's going crazy. I'm over always crazy. You get in the locker room. What's the mood like? I mean, what was it like in there? It must have been crazy.
Well, just to see the look on our kids' faces kind of tells the story. You know, those guys have invested so much, and a lot of time and effort, and sometimes it's hard for kids that age to put in that much time and effort without seeing some type of results. And,
right.
For getting the ultimate result like Friday night to beat Oak Ridge is something you could see in their face. It meant a lot to them, and especially for our seniors who, from their freshman year to now, the changes they've went through, the ups and downs they've seen. So just couldn't be more proud of Nick Bailey, Christian Monday, Andrew Evans, Corey Phillips, all those seniors. So just look in their face is just something that I'll never forget as a coach.
And Coach, I've been looking. Of course, I always work the sidelines. I see a lot of former Cougars up there paying attention to you guys. It's something for them too.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of guys that we've coached since we've been here that have started, coming out to the games, and also some people that probably played in the late 70s and 80s and 90s that are really proud. And we're doing this for our kids, but we're also doing it for the past players that may not got to taste the success that we are right now. So there's always been people that wanted this, but right now we seem to be heading on the right direction to keep it going.
Now, you started out the game, and you got the ball. You drove the ball downfield. You got to the 10-yard line, passed to Trey Torres. He was not going to be denied. You sent a message early in the game. You took the lead.
Yeah, that's one thing about Trey. He's a very physical football player. We know if he gets the ball that, to tackle him, you're going to be punished. He runs with a purpose.
Right.
When he gets the football that, he refuses to go down by one person, and a lot of times he gets those extra tough yards, and then Friday early on, he set that, and I think that was a key play for us, and the fact that to let Oak Ridge know that we're not going to go anywhere, and we're not going to back down from anything.
And you can be there all night long.
Exactly.
They come out of the locker room second half. They get the ball. They drive downfield, but your defense stiffened and they failed to score.
Yeah, they went down through there. Yeah, and I think that was the first series. I think when Trey got the interception. Then the second series they drove down and they missed the field goal. So our defense just played lights out all night long, led by Nick Bailey. Matt had them in good positions to get things done, and my hat's off to those guys because, anytime you can hold an offense like Oak Ridge, there's so many athletes, so much speed on the field, and to hold them to really just 7 points and probably around 200 yards of offense is just a tremendous effort.
Right. And, we could talk about the defense all night long. Of course, what I want to talk about, though, and a play that sticks out to me is it was 3rd and 8. You were deep in your own territory, and Ethan Jeffers was on the bench, and you brought him in. Well, everybody in the whole stadium was thinking, okay, they're going to pass.
Right.
And what'd you do? You run a draw play to Paul Cordell, who had a huge night.
Yeah, the draw was one thing we've added to our offense this year that we felt like was going to be huge somewhere and somehow. And it's 3rd and 8, we were backed up, and the way they were just dropping so many people, and they knew everybody
didn't have that many lanes to throw in the first place.
Yeah, so I think the kids thought we were going to pass it, but we called a draw, and we knew. And Paul runs with a purpose, just like Trey does, and we challenged him this week to really get those tough yards, and I think he got hit at 9 and ran over the guy and got 3 or 4 more yards. So it was a great blocking up front, and they executed it well.
Now, Justin, what do you think was the turning point in the game, though, that really told Oak Ridge you've lost this game? You know what I'm saying?
I think it was the point when we threw the pick 6. I think our team could have easily gave up, or just maybe not responded the way you wanted to.
And Ethan may not have.
Right, but I think from that point on, we actually started playing better. And that was something I was very proud of our kids. I think the next offensive series we went 80 yards and scored, and our defense continued to produce some 3 and outs and forcing them to punt. But there were so many key plays and key moments in that game, even up to the last play, that that our kids just continued to respond and play well and play play very good football.
Now, Coach, I'll tell you what. Now, okay, turning our attention to tonight. It's not Oak Ridge, folks. It's not. How have you kept the team up all week long? How have you kept them focused after that big win?
Well, I think the key for us as coaches, we've been preaching the same message to our kids from day one. Whether when we were 3-0, now we're 6-1. Even last year when we were at time, we were 1-4 at one point.
Right.
So it's the message is the same, and that's to focus on every single play at practice, to focus on every game, to be your best, whatever your role is on our program. We need your best every second, and and also to keep that chip on our shoulder.
Right.
I think that's when you get a bunch of guys together, including the coaches and the players, that are out to prove people wrong, out to prove that they belong, and prove that everybody that doubted us is going to regret that. And we don't talk about that much, but our kids, they don't forget those. They keep that in the back of their mind, and I think that goes into the motivation and the focus that you've seen out of our guys.
And we talked the other day in practice. You and I were down there watching Ethan throw, and you talked a little bit about that. You said when you took this job 3 years ago, people said, well, what's wrong with you, man? You can't build a winner up there at Campbell County.
Yeah, and that was one thing that when we came here, we always try to keep all the negativity out.
Right.
But at the same time, we hear the negativity, and we've heard it, and we've, you got to use those things to your advantage somehow. Everything that happens to our program or said about our program is going to benefit us in some way, the way we spin it. We're very positive with our kids all the time, but those are things that we continue to keep in our mind, and every once in a while we remind our kids of that. And that's but I just couldn't be more proud of a group of young men that have believed in everything that we've told them to do, and they exceeded our expectations sometimes, and they're making some individual plays out there that are just things that you didn't think they could do, and they continue to do it every week, and usually it's somebody different, and that's what's special about us.
Right. And those naysayers, you reckon they're believers now?
Yeah, I believe so. I think that we got a lot of phone calls and a lot of people jump on the bandwagon, but that's what I say. It's never full for us. We'll take as many Cougar fans as we can get. A lot of people, and there's been a lot of people that's been with us from day one that believe we could get to this point, and I appreciate them, and I appreciate the people that maybe had doubted us and now are believing in us, because sometimes from the outside looking in, it's easy to do that.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not saying I would have been one of them, but I'm happy that now it seems like everybody's behind us, and more importantly behind our kids, and showing their support. You see the things driving down the road here with the signs up about congratulations to the Cougars being 6-1, and that means so much to our kids, and can't stress that enough, how important it is that the community continues to rally behind them.
Oh man, they have turned this community around. Okay, now tonight we're playing. We're supposed to beat Gibbs. We're supposed to be a better team and everything. What do they bring to the table? What kind of offense do they bring?
They're very unique in what they do offensively and defensively. From a scheme standpoint, we've not seen much. They're in the triple option on offense, which is going to force us to play very disciplined on defense, where you have your quarterback player, your dive player, your pitch players every play. So that's going to force us to make sure that our guys in the right position stay at home. Defensively, they're a 3-3 base, but they move around a lot, trying to cause as much confusion and chaos as they can. So, it's going to be a challenge for Jeffers throwing the football, making sure he's reading the right guys, and if somebody blitzes, we're replacing them. So, and then up front, our offensive line is going to be challenged, making sure they pick up the blitzes, making sure they block the right guys on the running plays. So it's a big challenge for us, especially offensively this week. And we've talked to our guys about it, and I think they're ready for it.
Coach, everybody ready to go tonight?
Yeah, we are. We're excited to be back on the field.
All righty, Cougar fans. You heard it from the coach himself. Stay tuned for Cougar football right here on the WLAO Sports Network. We'll see you later.